Good afternoon and happy Friday, Robert. This is Carolina from State Adventures again. Thanks so much for going back and forth with me about your possible trip to Peru. I'm so excited for you. November is just around the corner. So, what I have been working on while was waiting for you to review the last itinerary that I sent is some upgrades, some last minute changes. I just wanted to really share the itinerary with you and explain to you how it works, how everything falls into place. So this is the link that I'm going to send to you shortly, but I thought it'd be easier to just kind of show you everything that we've been working on. So November 18th, you're going to take that overnight flight from Toronto. I love that there is a nonstop flight. So definitely go with that. You know, less stops. It's just such an easier trip. I did see some connecting flights as well. So if you want to go through Miami or Panama City or Mexico City, the price of the flight was lower, but of course you will be connecting, spending a few hours in another city. So November 19th, you're going to arrive in Lima. I think the flight lands at like 7 in the morning. You're going to be tired from that overnight flight. We're going to whisk you away from the airport, State Adventure sign, our guide, driver, car, all ready for you. And we will take you to the AC Hotel Miraflores. And that is a Marriott property. Very, very clean, well located, great atmosphere, rooftop bar, nice pool. It really is a place to unwind in Lima. And every hotel that I choose, I like for it to kind of feel like the place that you're in. So Lima is a big metropolitan city. It's nice to have a nice modern hotel here. So what I did is I included early check-in. Basically, I'm paying for another night hotel so that when you arrive at 7 in the morning at the airport, you're at the hotel by 9 a.m. The room will be ready for you. You can rest, maybe even have a little breakfast. And then I'm leaving that day to you so that you can really just sleep in, enjoy the views, go to the bar, maybe walk around a little bit, but don't go crazy because we're going to take you on a full-on tour on November 20th when you're fully rested. A private guide, usually the same guide that would have picked you up at the airport, will meet you and will show you all of the highlights. There's so much to see in Lima. It's such a great place. It's right on the ocean. There's the Lovers Park. There's the old square, the cathedral, Huacapuclana, our new ruins that were just discovered maybe 10 years ago, smack in the middle of the hubbub of the city. So we will cover it all. We'll go to Larco Museum. It is a great little museum. Let me know when you come back so we can discuss the fun little room in the back. And then we're going to take you to La Mar restaurant for a beautiful lunch. Lima is known as some of the best food in South America. So they have really good restaurants and we will eat on the ocean. Why? Because it's their last opportunity to eat on the ocean because we're going to be moving into the Andes the following day. So November 21st, we'll pick you up back from the hotel after breakfast. Breakfast is always included. And if you go through this itinerary here and see BLD, those letters stand for the meals that are included. We'll pick you up, take you to the airport, fly you to Cusco, and now we're at high altitude. I want you to be able to acclimate safely. So we're going to take you to Sacred Valley. It's about a 2,000 feet lower place. So we're going to rest there. We're going to spend 48 hours in the Sacred Valley. But while we're there, of course, we're not going to waste any time. We're going to see things along the way. So on that first day, I like to incorporate places that don't require a lot of walking, are not strenuous. So we're going to go to the Maras Salineras salt farms, and then also Morai, which is the Inca laboratories. Super fascinating, beautiful for photography, but don't require a lot of walking. I'm also going to take you to Isca Maras Hotel, home restaurant. This is by a invitation reservation only. It's a beautiful farm to table experience. So I really want you to kind of have a beautiful welcome to the Sacred Valley before we go to the hotel and rest. So originally I had the Aranwa Hotel confirmed for you. However, I really want to spoil you on this trip. November is just around the corner. And if I can find a room, I'm going to get it for you. So the Inca Terra is one of my favorite chains. And I hate the word chain, but because there's only like 4 Inca Terras, but I love their property that they opened in Sacred Valley. And I am offering you an upgrade to this 5-star room. No additional cost to you. If it's available, it's yours. So what we're also going to do is Inca Terra has fantastic chefs. So if we go with this property, dinner is included both nights. I mean, you can't go wrong, right? Inca Terra is the way. November 22nd, we're going to go meet the guide again. And now we're going to explore the sites of Sacred Valley. So Pisac is one of the largest markets in South America, definitely the largest one in Peru. We're going to go there. Outside of Pisac, there's some ruins. We're going to go to Ollantaytambo, which is a huge complex of ruins as well. Here's a photo, just a little part of Ollantaytambo. We're going to have a beautiful lunch. Then we go back to the hotel, rest at Inca Terra, have dinner. And now on November 23rd, we're ready for Machu Picchu. So how does it work? We're going to pick you up from the hotel. We're going to take you to the Sacred Valley train station as opposed to the Cusco station. This allows us to cut the journey by an hour. So you're only going to be on the train for 2 hours. Once you arrive in Machu Picchu, the chaos of Machu Picchu, because everyone arrives by train, and we will pick you up. There's going to be a porter that he's going to take the bags that you've packed for Machu Picchu and take them to your room so that you are ready to go to the ruins right away. We're not wasting any time. Now, what happens to your big suitcases? Our driver in Sacred Valley takes those to your Cusco hotel. If you see this is lots of behind the scenes logistics, permits, train tickets. I take care of it all for you. I have been doing this for 16 years. Peru is one of my favorite destinations. I was just there in November. Overall, I've been there 3 times, taken my parents, I've taken my children. So I really am passionate about making the trip work if it's done properly and correctly. So the guide will take you to the shuttle. We'll go up to the ruins. We'll spend beautiful 4 hours at the Citadel, or as long as you want. And then we will go back to the village and rest. And this is an Inca Terra property as well. So now you kind of have a theme going here. El Mapi is their newest property in Machu Picchu. Really great place to unwind. You're going to spend very little time at the Machu Picchu hotel because you're arriving late in the afternoon. You're going to have dinner there. You're going to rest and rise again for sunrise on November 24th. Now, you tell me what you think about sunrise. Is this sound like painful nightmare, or do you like the idea of getting up before the sun, getting on a shuttle, going back up to the ruins to see the colors changing and just the different energy at the Citadel? Let me know. If you don't care about sunrise, then we'll do the 10 a.m. And that way you'll still go up, you'll still have an opportunity to see the ruins again and hike to the Sun Gate. We can hike to Huayna Picchu as well. That's the famous peak on the pictures in the back, but it is a very strenuous walk, so I don't recommend it if you're a little bit nervous about hikes. So I suggest we stick to the Sun Gate, which is very famous. It is the start of the Inca Trail. So, I mean, that's a no-brainer. It's a wonderful hike. What I'm doing here is I am upgrading your lunch. Usually we have a little lunch in the village before we get on the train. What I want to do for you is do the Sanctuary Lodge lunch. And if you see from this picture, it's at the ruins. It's right up at the gate of the ruins. It is the only hotel up there, and they have this beautiful spread for lunch. So I thought, what better way to finish up the Machu Picchu portion of the trip? My treat. Then we'll get on the train and we'll go to Cusco again. Our driver will pick you up, take you to the Cusco hotel, and we will be at the Marriott. And originally I had the classic Inca wall room, which I find to be fascinating. It's like staying in a museum. Outside your window is literally history and Inca culture, the actual wall that was found while building the hotel. But I just had clients return last week and they said they felt a little claustrophobic. So I am upgrading your room to the deluxe room so that you could have a window. Sometimes it looks in the courtyard. Sometimes it looks into the town from the outer wall. So you will have a little bit of sunlight that way and not feel claustrophobic. So November 25th, sleep in. I really suggest it because it's the only time on this whole trip. And then our guide will meet you and show you all the best parts of Cusco, the ruins, the cathedral, the Coricancha temple. There's so much to see and do here. I really suggest you enjoy the store, but sleep in, do it in the afternoon. Beautiful city. I mean, it's just one of the most beautiful places in Peru. And then on the 26th, we have another night in Cusco. So what I suggested here is the Palcoyo hike. Again, if you think you're going to be tired of hiking at this point or tired of really early wake ups, because this is a 4 a.m. wake up call, let me know and we can come up with something else and we can remove this day. But if you want to see something that was discovered like 5 years ago, I suggest you go. I went in November simply to hike the different rainbow valleys to compare. Vinicunca, which is what you see like on social media, the colorful mountain, it was busloads and busloads and busloads of people. So I actually don't send anybody there. There was trash everywhere. The villages are very angry for people to be crossing their little streets in busloads, and people are using it as a kind of click, to come take a picture and leave. And I also found it extremely strenuous because it is uphill. I had to hire a horse to do it myself, and I'm usually a quite an avid hiker. Now, when I went to Parcoyo, it was dreamy. It's pretty much flat, like in this picture, the whole time. The whole trail is completely a flat trail made for you. This couple right here stepped away from the trail just to take this picture. And we were the only people there. Me, my husband, our guide, our driver, and we ran into one couple later on, maybe 40 minutes into the walk. And it was very easy, flat, with places to stop. And all around you, I mean, all around you, there's colors. There's 7 mountains here with colors. So I really, really enjoyed this way more than Vinicunca Rainbow Mountain. And I've been sending people here and they love it. If you are an avid hiker, at the end of this trail, there's a climb up to a peak, and it's called Stone Forest, which is just rock formations and pretty out of this world experience to go up there. So you can do that as well. All on this day, we'll have a beautiful lunch in a local restaurant and return you back to Cusco around 4 p.m. So you still have time to have dinner and rest and just enjoy the city. And then on the 27th, we'll pick you up and take you to Lake Titicaca. So we have 2 options here. Our driver and guide can accommodate you and take you by car all the way to Lake Titicaca. It takes about 8 to 9 hours, but we stop, we have lunch, we go to the market, we go to little ruins and villages along the way. So it's a full-on tour. Or if I can get you the train tickets, which I can't hold. So right, as of today, it's available. But if we sell out, we sell out. You will take the most beautiful train ride of your life. It is an Andean Explorer train, an old Orient Express train. It travels for about 8 hours. They have beautiful lunch on board, and the end of the train is all open in glass. Glass as well as no glass at all. It's just completely open to the elements with leather couches, and you sit there with your drink, pisco sour, and just watch the scenery change as you climb up higher and higher in altitude. It was my favorite day in Peru. Why? Because you actually got to sit and reflect on everything that you've done and saw. And so it was just fantastic. When we get there, I had the Casa Andina Premium Hotel confirmed for you, which I love. I use it all the time. I've been there twice. But I see that the Hotel Lago Titicaca is available, and the premium sunrise room, we can get it. And I will upgrade you to this hotel room if you like. So it's available. If I can get it, I'll get it for you, no additional cost. So it's a 5-star upgrade. Then on the 28th, we're off to Lake Titicaca. We're going to visit Uros. We're going to visit Taquile. We're going to be with our own private guide. We're going to have lunch on the lake. I love Lake Titicaca. Why? Because when you're in Cusco, when you're in Machu Picchu, you're looking at things how they were, its history, its ruins. Well, in Lake Titicaca, nothing much changed in the last 200-300 years. They're living exactly the way they used to live. They're on floating islands. They're constantly sitting there making the island as they go. They eat the reeds. They make boats out of the reeds. The houses are made out of the reeds. It is fascinating, and it is a completely different culture from the Incas. It's an Aymara culture, so it's just another level and layer of Peru that you get to discover here. On the 29th, you will be taken back to Lima. So from Puno, we'll drive about an hour to the airport of Juliaca. And on the way, there's the Silustani Necropolis, kind of a dark place, but I think it's spectacular. It's right on the lake. It has this beautiful structure. So it's a great place to break up the hour-long drive. Then we'll fly to Lima. And because that nonstop flight back to Toronto is on November 30th at like 7 in the morning, you definitely don't want to be in Lima proper. You want to be near the airport because you're going to have to be at the airport like at 4:30. So I've booked you the Wyndham Airport Hotel. It's connected directly to the terminal by a sky bridge. It makes a lot of sense to stay there. And that way you have a very early morning on November 30th, but it's not as uncomfortable as driving another 40 minutes. So that is why I booked it that way. So I'm leaving the price exactly how it is. I'm super excited for you to go in November. I got you all of those upgrades. If you're interested, the flights are 8:15, not guaranteed until we issue, of course, but I will do my best to keep everything exactly how I presented it here. I just love Peru and I want you to fall in love with it as well. So please give me a call or email me, whatever works best. I'm always available. Happy travels. I look forward to chatting.